And we are live. Welcome back to Takes by Fans. We got a great show for you today. As always, we are live every single day at noon Eastern. If you want to watch live, head over to twitch.tv/takesbyfans. If you want to watch but not live, head over to our YouTube channel, Takes by Fans. We post all of our shows and clips of the show there on a daily basis. And if you just want to listen, we are on podcasting apps, Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, iHeartRadio. So however you want to watch or listen, we've got you covered multiple ways. All right, it is a big old Sunday, Halloween, spooky, trick-or-treating with the full day of football. Sheesh, what a day. So today's our pregame show, folks. We're only going to be out here for about 50 minutes because we got to leave 10 minutes out to upload it, so we are all good on our end to watch this full day of great football on the spookiest day of the year. So we're just going to be kind of talking about final thoughts, best bets, seeing who's in and out, seeing the costumes here everyone's wearing. So let's jump right into it. We got to do our NBA 10. We can start a clock. We don't need a clock. We'll just go quickly as possible because this is our pregame show for the NFL. But we still have to talk about the NBA because there was a lot of games on last night and some really good action. So let's just quickly go through all these games as quickly as possible. First game up, Celtics at Wizards, and the Wizards get the 3-point win in double overtime. Absolutely fantastic here by this Wizards team. I'm loving what we're getting out of Montrezl Harrell down low. 20 points, 14 rebounds, fantastic. Kyle Kuzma's coming up real big these last couple of games, 17 points, 17 rebounds. And then Bradley Beal has kind of the game-sealing block/steal on Jaylen Brown in double overtime to secure the win. Bradley Beal goes 36 points, 6 assists, and 7 rebounds. Really good-looking Wizards team right here. And, Davis Bertans, he hasn't really been a factor these first couple of games here for the Wizards, and the Wizards are what, 5-1 now? 5-1 now. How absolutely fantastic. And Davis Bertans is shooting absolutely pathetically out here, and hopefully if he can get a little bit better, this Wizards team is going to get even better. So this Wizards team could be legit, folks. Davis Bertans off the bench, 7 points on 20% shooting, 2 of 9 from the 3. He was still a plus 16 on the floor, so we will give him that, but we need the points to come. So if he could start hitting the points, this Wizards team is going to be the real deal. Whereas the Celtics team is nowhere close to the real deal, folks. They only have Jason Tatum and Jaylen Brown to score the basketball. Dennis Schroeder is still not scoring. He wasn't scoring last year. He's not scoring this year. And this man wanted, $150 million or maybe even more in the offseason for a contract extension. Turned it down, wanted even more money, whatever it was. So can't really buy this Celtics team at all this season because it is just down to Jason Tatum and Jaylen Brown, and they get it done. But, see what they did, and they still lose in double overtime. Nobody else is scoring at a solid pace out here. Jason Tatum, 27 points, 15 rebounds, fantastic. Jaylen Brown, 34 points, 6 rebounds, 2 assists, 1 steal, fantastic all around. But unfortunately, they just don't have anybody else on this team, and they lose in double overtime. All right, Magic and the Pistons. Pistons get the 7-point win here, 110-103. These two teams are not good. Cole Anthony tried his best out here, 15 points, 10 rebounds. He was a plus 15 on the floor, the highest plus-minus on the team by far, and they still can't get the win. And then we go to the Pistons. They had a really good bench performance here, so let's shout them out real quick. Corey Joseph, 11 points off the bench. Kelly Olynyk, 18 points, 4 assists, 6 rebounds off the bench. Josh Jackson, 13 points off the bench. And then Trey Lyles, 12 points off the bench. That's 4 players in double digits off the bench. Absolutely fantastic here by the Pistons. But overall, these two teams are nothing special. So let's move off of this game. Then we get the Knicks at the Pelicans. Pelicans still don't have Zion Williamson, and they didn't have Brandon Ingram from this game. I truly feel sorry for Jonas Valanciunas. What a great performance, and he's been having some great games here for this Pelicans team, but we know he's great with the Grizzlies last season. But last night, Jonas Valanciunas, 27 points, 14 rebounds, absolutely played fantastic. Unfortunately, they just don't have anybody else on this team. And then with this Knicks team, everybody getting it done. RJ Barrett, 35 points. Fantastic. Julius Randle, 10 points, 6 rebounds, 4 assists. Evan Fournier, 19 points. Kemba Walker, 19 points. Fantastic. Kemba Walker, remember that stretch of games like back-to-back where Derrick Rose was playing more minutes, even though he was coming off the bench for Kemba Walker. And maybe Kemba Walker kind of took that as a little bit of disrespect, because he's been showing out kind of ever since then. A 19.4 steals, 5 assists, 4 rebound performance in 32 minutes, and a +7 overall for this big ol' win. And then off the bench here, Derrick Rose, 5 points. Taj Gibson, 13 points. Alec Burks, 10 points. So, once again, a solid bench here, and the starters all getting it done. This Knicks team, they'll be in the middle of the pack, probably kind of from like 4 to 6 seed, maybe 4 to 6 seed, I would probably say, when they finish up the season. But a nice win here, 123-117 over the Pelicans. Alrighty, and then Raptors at the Pacers, and the Pacers lose again. Who would have thought, folks? We know this is what this Pacers team is, unfortunately. Domantas Sabonis, 22 points, 14 rebounds, fantastic. Miles Turner, 10 points, 11 rebounds, fantastic. But they lose, classic. And then this Raptors team, Gary Trent Jr., 11 points on 27% shooting. Yikes. Fred VanVleet, 16 points, 6 rebounds, 4 assists, solid performance there. Scotty Barnes truly showing out here. Is this man a rookie, or is he like young? What do we got? He is a rookie. Scotty Barnes, give this man some credit, folks. 21 points, 12 rebounds, and really was like one of the main reasons why they won last night. So shout out to Scotty Barnes in this still kind of not all tier 2 pieces on this Raptors team. Once again, Nick Nurse, give this man credit. He can coach up some players, folks. This what do we got here with this Raptors team record? They're 4-3, man, with this overall squad. Gotta give Nick Nurse a lot of credit there, folks. All right, then we get the Hawks and the 76ers. And have the Hawks beaten anybody good this season, folks? I don't think they have. Let me quickly double check who this Hawks team has beat, because they just lost by about 30 points here, 94-122 over the 76ers. And we know the 76ers are very, very good, but I mean, this Hawks team, they got deep in the playoffs last year. They want to get back to, they kind of assumed they would just be back there this season. But so far, what do we got? 3-3 for this Hawks team. Nothing really good so far. Let's see their wins quickly. What do we got with their wins? All right, we got the last 6 games. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. All right, so they beat the Mavericks, they beat the Pistons, and they beat the Pelicans. Any of those good wins? They lost to the 76ers, the Wizards, and the Cavs. Cavs, that's a real bad loss right there. But, Wizards, we know they're a good team. 76ers, we know they're a good team. So this Hawks team just not really getting it done like they did last season. Trae Young, 13 points, 10 assists. He's struggling with the new rule change down low. Bogdanovich, 13 points, solid performance. Clint Capella, 11 points, 12 rebounds. John Collins, 8 points on 33% shooting on 9 shots. And then DeAndre Hunter, 7 points on 10 shots. So just overall, Cam Reddish off the bench as well, 16 points, real solid performance. So Trae Young is just not himself here, not getting the calls, and it's kind of hurting his performance overall a little bit. And then the 76ers team, Seth Curry, 15 points, Tyrese Maxey, 16 points, 3 assists, a +14 on the floor, fantastic. Joel Embiid down low, only put up 19 points and 5 rebounds. That's all they needed for the win by this team right here. And then Tobias Harris, 22 points, 11 rebounds. And Danny Green, 6 points on 3 threes. Also off the bench here, we get Matisse Thybulle, 11 points, and Shake Milton, 11 points. Once again, it was a really solid, deep team right here. Andre Drummond, Furkan Korkmaz still coming off the bench as well. I mean, this is a real deep team, folks, and they blew out the Hawks last night. Then we get the Jazz and the Bulls, and look at this big old win by this Bulls team, winning 107-99. Man, oh man, they end up moving DeMar DeRozan to the 4 for this game, and he had a 32-point, 6 rebound, 3 assist night on a +15 on the floor. Absolutely fantastic out here. Vucevic, 16 points, 12 rebounds. Zach LaVine, 26 points, 5 assists, 5 rebounds. And then Lonzo Ball doing what he does, 11 points, 4 steals, 2 assists, 5 rebounds, and a +10 on the floor. All great. And finally, we get Derrick Jones Jr. finally playing. Yes, this is exactly what we wanted to see. And in 18 minutes off the bench, he had 4 points, 3 rebounds, 3 blocks as well. We know he's a dog all around, and he was a +18 on the floor. That's exactly what we want to see. And this could be a perfect situation for Derrick Jones Jr. We hope he continues to grow in the system, find his spot overall on this team, and this is going to be a real team to watch out for as we kind of advance in the season, as we get closer to the playoffs. Watch out for the Bulls. Bulls, folks. They are finally back. Are the Bulls finally back, folks? I think we officially declare it. Bulls are back, baby. Love this lineup, and hopefully Derrick Jones Jr. can continue to impress out here. And then the Jazz, just an unfortunate loss. Donovan Mitchell put up 30 points, 6 assists, 7 rebounds. A great night by him. Not from the 3, 2 of 11, but he still got the 30 points, and he was a plus 13 on the floor. Joe Ingles, only 9 points. Rudy Gobert, 17 points, 19 rebounds, killing it as usual. The other Bojan Bogdanovic out here, 14 points, 9 rebounds. Just overall come up a little bit small out here. Jordan Clarkson off the bench doing what Jordan Clarkson off the bench does. 19 shots, second highest in the game, and 16 points and 2 rebounds. Hassan Whiteside coming off the bench too. We love Hassan Whiteside off the bench here for this Jazz team. He had 4 points and 4 rebounds. He was a plus 7 in 15 minutes, so not bad. But they come up a little bit short, lose by 8, 107-99. Alrighty, keep going here. I know there was a lot of games on last night. We're trying to go through quickly. Here we go. Heat at Grizzlies, and another big-time win for this Heat team. Like we just declared yesterday on the show, this Heat team is the real deal. This is the bubble Heat team that was really, really good, that got to the finals. They are back, baby. The Heat win 129-103 over the Grizzlies. A big old dominant win. Jimmy Butler, 27 points, 7 assists, 5 rebounds, 3 steals, a plus 22 on the floor. Fantastic. PJ Tucker, 5 points, but also a plus 17 and 5 rebounds on the floor. Once again, that's what PJ Tucker is, the big, beefy enforcer. No Bam Adebayo, so they used Dwayne Dedmon at the starting 5. 9 points, 9 rebounds, a plus 22. Got it done. Duncan Robinson, 15 points. Finally scoring solidly here. 5 of 10 from the 3. Now we're starting to cook with Duncan Robinson this season. And then Kyle Lowry, 15 points, but the 8 assists. That's exactly what we're looking for. Tyler Hero off the bench, 22 points on 4 of 8 from 3, 42% from the field. Solid, real solid performance shooting-wise by Tyler Hero, and this is what we've been seeing all season long. And then also off the bench, Max Struss, 12 points, and Caleb Martin, 12 points. Absolutely fantastic. This team is great, folks. They got scores. They got dogs all around. They got the physicality. This is the real deal, folks. Loving this Heat team still. And then just unfortunately, a loss here for this Grizzlies team. Ja Morant, somebody else that's kind of struggling a little bit here with the new rule change. Not as much as some other players, but still a little bit. 20 points by Ja Morant, 7 assists, 4 rebounds. He was a minus 31 on the floor. A little bit of a yikes there. Steven Adams trying to still get it done down low. 6 points, 5 rebounds, and just unfortunately come up a little bit short. Then we get the Spurs at the Bucks, and the Bucks lose 102-93 to the Spurs. And we know this Spurs team is kind of sneaky good, folks. Once again, they still got Greg Popovich, and they've got real young, promising talent in their starting 5. DeJounte Murray, what do we got? He's what, 3 years in? 4 years experience, so 5th year, and still, decently getting here. Derek White, we got 4 years experience, 5th year here. Jacob Poeltl, 5 years experience, 6th year in the league. Keldon Johnson, what do we got by this man? 2 years experience, 3rd year in the league. And I accidentally, no, never mind. Lonnie Walker, what do we got by him? 3 years experience, 4th year in the league. So we know kind of, if you're not kind of the big name coming out of the draft like Zion or LaMelo or anything like that, you really don't get it done right off the rip. It takes a year or two really to truly come into your own here of a starting spot and good production on a nightly basis in the NBA. And now all these kind of young players got Greg Popovich to work with. And once again, we know Greg Popovich is a great coach, and he's coaching up all these great young talents. So shout out to the Spurs team getting some nice wins out here. What's their overall record so far? What do we got? 2-4. This is only their 2nd win. Okay. They're usually competitive though. We don't really see them get blown out, right? So we got Derek White, 17 points. DeJounte Murray, 23 points, their main scorers. But then look at this. Bryn Forbes off the bench here, 16 points. We get Thaddeus Young off the bench here, 10 points, 8 rebounds. So once again, they've got some great scores off the bench in Britton Forbes. You got the nice veteran leadership in Thaddeus Young, who can kind of play all over the floor here. And then, like I said, Greg Popovich at the helm, helping the team out. Give this Spurs team a little bit of credit. All right, then the Bucks, unfortunately, don't have their starting center. So Thanasis Antetokounmpo fills in for him, and he didn't have the best night. No points on 3 shots from down low, but he did have 8 rebounds. Giannis, 28 points, 13 rebounds, classic Giannis. Chris Middleton, 19 points on 2 of 7 from the 3, 38% on 21 shots, a little light. 5 assists, 5 rebounds, 3 steals, classic game by him. And then Grayson Allen, 12 points. He had 5 rebounds as well, 4 of 9 from the 3. But overall, this is what we expect from Grayson Allen, and he kind of is real consistent here on this Bucks team. Unfortunately, just come up a tad short here in the scoring and lose by 9. Then we get the Thunder at the Warriors, and the Warriors blow them out here, 103-82. Nothing great here by this Thunder team. Lugens Dort, 14 points, a minus 24 on the floor, 33% from the 3. Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, 15 points, 5 rebounds. Just nothing good on this team, unfortunately. Shai Gilgeous-Alexander is good, but Lugens Dort is really not growing as quickly as some of these other younger players are, and he's kind of the number 2 option here and still can't get it done. So nothing great by this Thunder team. And then the Warriors doing what the Warriors do. Steph Curry, 20 points, 6 assists, 5 rebounds. Kevon Looney still at the 5 here, 7 points, 7 rebounds. Draymond Green, 14 points, 11 rebounds, 8 assists. And Andrew Wiggins, classic as usual, 14 points on not the best shooting from the field, but 4 or 5 from 3. We'll take that all day, and a plus 17. Fantastic. They get the big ol' win. Then one of the better games of last night, folks, the Nuggets at the Timberwolves, and the Timberwolves lose by 2, and this is how they lose. Unfortunate here, folks. 10 seconds left, down 2 points. Minnesota gets a steal on Jokic. Anthony Edwards trying to run the floor, has to kind of pass the ball, and then he gets blocked, and then he gets the ball, and he can't finish the layup here. So great defense here by the Nuggets. A little bit of a bad fast break here. I believe that started by Anthony Edwards not really continuing, picking up his dribble. He would have had a 2-on-1 if he kept dribbling, but he picked it up, has to get rid of it. And then the offense running a 2-on-1 in a great defensive play right here by, who is this, Millsap? What do we got? Will Barton with the big old block. And then Anthony Edwards just cannot hit the layup there. Pressured by Jokic on the back, and they lose by 2, but at least they were competitive. At least it was a good game, so we are still good in buying this Timberwolves team. D'Angelo Russell, 14 points, 6 assists. Anthony Edwards, 14 points, 11 rebounds. Karl Anthony Towns, 14 points, 8 rebounds. Overall, a real good game, and the Nuggets had great defense. The Timberwolves had great defense. That's why the game was only 93-91, a little bit of a lower scoring game, but they were right in this game, so shout out to this Timberwolves team. And then off the bench here, Malik Beasley, 18 points, led the team in scoring off the bench, fantastic. And then Naz Reid, also 12 points off the bench as well. So real great overall here by this Timberwolves team, and just unfortunately came up a tad short. And then shout out the Nuggets for winning. Will Barton, the game winning kind of block there, 10 points. Monte Morris at the 1, 16 points, 5 assists. Jokic, 26 points, 19 rebounds. Aaron Gordon, 12 points, 4 rebounds. And then Michael Porter Jr., he hasn't really been that great this season, folks. And I don't want to knock him too much. He's getting it done on the defensive end, but in the scoring end, that's really where they need Michael Porter to really step it up a little bit more out here. We've got the big deal in this offseason, but only 7 points and 12 rebounds on 21% on 14 shots from the field and 0 of 6 from 3. Got to step it up a little bit here, and this Nuggets team will be off and running, no problem. But they get the nice 2-point win. And then the last game of the night, the Suns struggling to win some games here, but they won last night against the Cavs because, the Cavs are nothing great, but they win 101-92. How many wins the Suns team's got now? 2 and 3, not great, but they get the win here. Chris Paul, 16 points, 10 assists. Devin Booker, 27 points, 9 assists, 4 rebounds. DeAndre Ayton, 17 points, 12 rebounds. Jay Crowder, 6 points, 7 rebounds. And Mikal Bridges, 10 points, 3 assists, 5 rebounds. All the starters getting it done. Cameron Johnson, 10 points off the bench as well. And then with the Cavs, doing classic Cavs stuff out here. Colin Sexton only putting up 10 points. They're not going to win a game like that. Darius Garland only putting up 11 points. You're not going to win a game like that. And then even Jared Allen not really scoring that much either. We can, usually rely on him for about 10 to 17 points a game. Only 4 points last night. Also a minus 22 on the floor. Not the best outing for this Cavs team overall. And they lose by 9. So that was the NBA from last night, folks. Real great action, and unfortunately, Or I should say, I'll say it. Unfortunately, some of the Celtics losing. We don't really think the Celtics team is going to be good. What we've been saying. Magic, Cole Anthony can't get it done all by himself, all that. So a good day in the NBA. And some good performances all around. But really loving what we're getting from this Bulls team and this Heat team, folks. Truly watch out for them to be big-time contenders to try and get to the finals. Alrighty, now we've got about 30 more minutes just to talk about the NFL leading up all the way to the 1 o'clock action out here. So let's quickly take a look at what we've got here. We're just going to kind of go through our Twitter feed, see what is breaking, see these last second ins and outs, and talk it all through. And then I want to go into some best bets, last second best bets, see if any line has changed drastically, and see if we can kind of hit on some of our favorite bets to bet on. Points by a team in the first half. We hit those bets all the time last season. Unfortunately, this year seems like Vegas is kind of upping the point totals a little bit. We always have a rule: we never take anything over 13.5 points for the first half total scoring by a team, and it seems like Vegas this season is putting those numbers very, very high. 13.5, a lot of 14s, a lot of plus 14s as well, which we truly try to stay away from because we're talking about 3 scores now and 2 of them having to be touchdowns and all that. Just gets a little bit too much there, and not the best value that we were getting last year. But we'll revisit it today as well. But let's quickly see some ins and outs, and we'll see some Halloween costumes as well. Woo, is everybody dressing up at? We know we're going to get tons of Halloween stuff when we're watching these games. The graphics, the breakdown, everybody kind of showing their costumes. So we'll see what everybody's kind of working with early on. So let's see what we get here on Twitter. Anything good? Anything breaking? Live. What do we got? Cardinals, Kyler Murray sprained his ankle on the final drive versus the Packers on Thursday night. He's legitimately sprained his ankle. It's a 1 to 2 week injury, according to Jay Glazer. So we'll see if Kyler Murray's out next week. Obviously, we don't want to see this Cardinals team start kind of reeling a little bit, coming off their first loss and then 2 in a row. That wouldn't be great. Obviously, we need Kyler Murray on this team for it to kind of run as smoothly and as good offensively as it has been running these first 8 weeks of the season. But next week, this Cardinals team has, the 49ers. So, and they're on the road. So it's not like you can kind of do what the Cowboys are thinking about doing this week, which is just kind of resting Dak. Once again, Dak's a game time decision, and he's the late game, so we're not going to get anything in the kind of the 1 o'clock window. When the 4s start going on, that's kind of when maybe we'll get a little bit of an update on what we get from Dak Prescott. But the line is still for the Cowboys plus, let me get it here, Cowboys plus 3. So we are still expecting Dak not to play, even though everyone's saying it's a true game time decision and all that. That spread of Cowboys plus 3, that's not what this overall total should be. And we tell you that the lines always tell the truth right here. So we're expecting Dak Prescott not to go. But back to Kyler Murray having the 49ers. And who is the Cardinals' backup quarterback? Who do we get? Let's look that up. Can we have faith in the backup Cardinals quarterback to win on the road against the 49ers? It's potential. We know the defense is real solid, and the offense, I mean, yeah, Kyler Murray's great, but those receivers of DeAndre Hopkins and even A.J. Green, I know, the one kind of brain fart that he had at the game that cost him, the last play of the game against the Packers that cost the Cardinals the win. Usually he's on the money, so, kind of these great wide receivers can kind of make up for the lackluster passing of whoever this Cardinal second string quarterback is. So let's get that up quickly. What do we got here? Besides Kyler Murray, Colt McCoy. Can Colt McCoy get it done, folks? Let's look up this man's career stats. I think this man has played a couple of starts. Obviously, he was a little bit of a big name coming out of college. He went to Texas? Big school. Where did he get drafted? Third round by the Browns. Yeah, okay. He was supposed to be maybe another savior for this Browns team that never just played to fruition. Damn, he got drafted in 2010. Damn, Colt McCoy. Damn, time flies, folks. Damn, Colt McCoy is 35 years old, folks. How crazy is that? Wow. 2010 draft, Colt McCoy. Jeez. Okay. So here we go. He kind of got a couple of starts there when he first got drafted to Cleveland. He started 8 games his rookie year, 2-6, classic rookie record, we should say. And then the following year started 13 games and went 4-9. So nothing truly great right here. Let's look at some single game performances. I want to see some game logs by this man. Is he getting it done? His overall career stats are not great. Probably should have read those before we went into these individual game logs, but I want to see, can we rely on Colt McCoy for one game? That's kind of what we just want to figure out a little bit quickly right off the rip. Is there any real great performances that he had that resulted into a win? Here we go, rookie year. 73% completion percentage, 174 yards, no touchdown, no interceptions, and they get a nice 20-point win, 34-14. That's nice game manager football. That's good. What else we got? 76% completion percentage on 25 throws, 243 yards, 2 touchdowns, no picks. This is still his rookie year, but they lose by 2, 17-19. That's still decent game manager. All right, let's see what he did year 2 after he had a little bit of experience under his belt. A lot of 40% completion percentage games. Oh, my God, look at this. 47%, 48%, 46%, 57%. He's starting to clean it up here. This is a nice little 4-game stretch here. All results into losses except for one. But this is a decent stretch. 64%, 241 yards, 1 touchdown, 1 pick. Those picks are killing him. 63%, 146 yards, 1 touchdown, 1 pick. 74% completion percentage, 218 yards, no touchdowns, no picks. 70% completion percentage, 199 yards, 1 touchdown, 1 pick. They win that game by 4. All right, what has he done for us recently? When was the last game he played? All righty. We get his last game he played was in 2020 for the Browns against the Giants. He went 61% completion percentage, 221 yards, no touchdowns, no picks, and got blown out 20-6. I couldn't really move the ball too well. So, yeah, I don't know if we can really rely on Colt McCoy to get it done for a game. So we'll truly see what Kyler Murray is going to be up to this week. If they truly kind of play it safe, that's kind of what what the Cowboys are trying to do this week. They have a great record. There's nobody challenging them for the division, unfortunately. Giants are trash offensively, or not as good. I should say is not as good as they really should be. They should be up here, like out of frame here for the camera. That's how high my hands are going, but they're way down here. Once again, out of frame by the camera, but on the opposite end because I'm going way too low here. I mean, they are just not living up to what they really should be out here. So the Cowboys are like, hey, we're kind of in a great spot right here. And we've got a great offense and a great defense, so maybe we can squeak out a win here without Dak at the helm. I don't like Ben DiNucci. Is that their second string quarterback? Let's get that up quickly. Because, we saw these backup quarterbacks for the Cowboys in preseason, and we watched them, and we broke it all down, and we did not like anything we saw because, we were kind of talking about Dak Prescott may not be good to go right off the rip. That's kind of why we were looking a little bit in-depth in their backups in the offseason. But they got Cooper Rush, so no more Ben DiNucci. Thank goodness. That man was absolutely not good, folks. We watched him in Hard Knocks. Everybody was coaching him up. He was great. Everybody thought he was great, and then he would go out there in the game and turn the ball over and not move the ball and not put up any points. So I'm glad that it's not Ben DiNucci. So if it is Cooper Rush this week tonight, I'm all about it. And we're still taking the Cowboys +3, absolutely. So we'll see what's going on with Kyler Murray as this week progresses. But he legitimately sprained his ankle, according to Jay Glazer. 1 to 2 week injury. All right, what else do we got here? Back to our live Twitter feed. In the 49ers and Bears game, many reporters and fans wanted to see Trey Lance versus Justin Fields. We still might if Jimmy Garoppolo struggles. I don't think Trey Lance does make an appearance in this game. This is still kind of Jimmy Garoppolo, and I don't think Trey Lance is back to kind of 100% healthy yet. So even if Jimmy Garoppolo does struggle, I don't think they throw Trey Lance in. All right, what do we got? Any ins and outs here? What do we got? Anything? We got this. I mean, this has just popped up on my feed yesterday, and I think it's real dangerous. Colin Kaepernick comes out with his Netflix documentary series, Colin in Black and White, and at one segment, I saw it on my Twitter feed, and I really think this is a little dangerous. His overall message, yes, we truly agree with, but what he was truly comparing, he was comparing the NFL draft combine to slave trade, about how, they're showing off the skills and poking and prodding all the black NFL draft prospects, and he compared that in gruesome detail. I mean, if you watch it, folks, it's like, what is this message you're trying to say? Because I really think this is not anything. I don't even think it's even relevant to compare those two things, but just overall, I don't think it's great. Look, watch it for yourself, decide for yourself, but I did not think Colin Kaepernick comparing NFL draft kind of combine where the NFL teams are kind of watching what you're doing and what you can do and seeing everything about you, your physicalities, your physical stats and traits and all that, and then comparing it to slave auctions, I really think that missed the mark 100%. It's a good overall message that Colin Kaepernick was trying to spread, but I think it's getting way too out there right now. But that's just our opinion over here. All right, what else do we get here on our timeline? Anything. We got, our three kind of spreads telling us who's starting at quarterback this week. The first one was the Browns. We saw it was Browns -3.5. We knew Baker Mayfield was playing. Baker Mayfield is playing. The other one that we knew, with the Texans being minus like 14.5 and 15.5, and now I think it's up to like minus 16. Is it at plus 16.5? Holy cow. This spread has been climbing the entire time, folks. Every single day, this spread is going up by half a point here. Nobody's buying this Texans team. So we knew it was Davis Mills still starting at quarterback and not Tyrod Taylor. The spread told us all on that one. So we're 2 for 2 on spread telling us who the starting quarterback is. And now that last one is just Dak Prescott. Cowboys being +3. We are truly expecting him not to play, even though everybody's saying he's a true game time decision. The Cowboys being +3. We know Vegas has a little bit of inside information, so that's the last one we are keeping an eye out on. And once it hits, we'll be posting this video here on Twitter. So keep up to date on our Twitter, Takes by Fans, on all that. But we won't know till probably about 4 o'clock, maybe even a little bit later. This is a big one right here. Falcons wide receiver Calvin Ridley is out this week here against the Panthers. So we still like the Falcons -3. We are still going to keep this as one of our locks. Yes, we like Calvin Ridley, but we don't think this entire kind of Falcons offense relies on Calvin Ridley. I would say kind of Calvin Ridley hasn't really done that great for their 3 wins. And we know Calvin Ridley's a great wide receiver, but they're finding other ways to move the ball of Kyle Pitts and Cordell Patterson and all that. Calvin Ridley's still a great receiver. We're not knocking him. But I want to quickly take a look at Calvin Ridley's production in their wins, because this is why I don't think we should be too concerned with Calvin Ridley being out and us still taking the Falcons -3. I also want to see if the line came down any since this news broke, because this news is only broken maybe in the last half hour, 45 minutes. So let's quickly see what we get here by Calvin Ridley, what his game stats were this season so far. So in their loss against Philly, game 1, he only had 51 yards. The loss against Tampa Bay, he only had 63 yards. The win, he had 61 yards. A loss against Washington, 80 yards. In the win against Miami, 26 yards. So this Falcons team, is this Falcons team 2-4? I could have sworn they were 3-3. Did he not play a game? 1, 2. Oh, he missed weeks 5 and 6. Oh, okay, yeah, I was gonna say. Thought this team was 3-3. They had a bye. Okay, so he missed a game and they won. So this is what we're saying. Like, Calvin Ridley's great. They're just not utilizing him, which is still mind-boggling to us. Is he getting good targets? How many targets is he? Yeah, he's getting great targets. He's getting real great targets. 8 targets, 10 targets, 11 targets, 13 targets, 10 targets. That's exactly where he should be. It's just not kind of breaking big. It's solid yard totals. We're not saying it's not great, but it's not like he's having 100 yards a game and they're focusing on him only to move the ball. It's still good production here, but, he wasn't there for one of the wins. They got a win. He had 26 yards. They got a win. He had 61 yards. They get a win. So we are still good to go on our Falcons -3, even though they don't have Calvin Ridley. But let's double check to see if this line went down. Did it move maybe half a point? I could see it going from Falcons -3 to Falcons -2.5. Let's see. And that's exactly what it is. Falcons -2.5. So Calvin Ridley, yeah, he's a half a point worth player on this Falcons team. So yeah, I mean, right there, bingo bango. Folks, we know what we're talking about. We know what the spread means. We know how Vegas operates, folks. Give us a little credit. This is why we do what we do, folks. Once again, we don't do anything for no reason. Everything has a reason. Here it is, Falcons -2.5, exactly what we said. All right, what else do we got here? We are 25 minutes out till we are 15 minutes. We are out of here at 12:50 today. So 15 more minutes. What do we got here? Still want to go over some best bets and all that, but let's keep going with these inactives and actives. Running back Jamal Williams is out for the Lions this week, so it's all going to be DeAndre Swift. We'll see if he can get it done. What else do we got? Anything good? I haven't seen any Halloween costumes. What's going on? Who's dressing up? Colts wide receiver T.Y. Hilton is active today. So this is still good because we have a bar on the Colts. If we want to buy the Colts, one of our bars for them is we want 2 receivers with 100 or more yards receiving in a single game. So having T.Y. Hilton and Michael Pittman Jr., that is truly still achievable here. So we'll see if the Colts can live up to it. And I know that's still a high bar, folks. I'm not saying this is a low bar, but this is truly what we need to see out of the Colts because this is kind of how on we are on the Colts. We are not on the Colts at all. This is why the bar is a little high this week for them. We'll see if they can achieve it. All right, here we go. We got a great list of actives and inactives. So here we go. Actives. T.Y. Hilton, Brandon Smith, OBJ, Trent Williams, C.J. Mosley, Stephon Gilmore, active. They just took that man off of IR, and he is good to go for the Panthers today. So we'll see. No Calvin Ridley, Stephon Gilmore in. We are still feeling good, though, about Falcons -2.5, 3, because we don't like because we don't like Sam Darnold as a good quarterback who can move the ball consistently on the road, especially. Shaq Thompson's active, and Devontae Parker, finally, Devontae Parker active here for the Miami Dolphins. They're definitely going to need him, and it's going to be tough for them to still even win or even be competitive. Inactive, like we said, Calvin Ridley, Andrew Whitworth, Deshaun Jackson inactive because they're trying to shop the man. They don't want this dude to get injured or anything like that. So Deshaun Jackson, thank you for your service with the Rams. You made some great plays already, and hopefully they respect you and send you to a championship level team. Like we said yesterday on the show, we want to see him either go to the Ravens or the Bengals. Jamal Williams is out. Corey Davis is out. So the Jets don't have Zach Wilson. They have to rely on their backup quarterback, and they don't have the number 1 wide receiver. Yeah, we're loving the Bengals -11. Let's see, did this spread go up any? I think the last time we looked at it, it was Bengals -11, and now it's Bengals -11.5. Once again, big time A1 tier 1 receivers are usually around half a point. Quarterbacks are usually only about a point and a half. It's not really single players moving the line by themselves unless they are this huge high profile player. So we can't understand this line moving up a half a point. All right, Denzel Ward and Tack McKinley is also out as well with Jerome Baker. So those are all the big name actives and inactives this week. Adjust your bets accordingly if you need to do so. All right, we get our first Halloween costume up here. Aaron Rodgers going as John Wick, and this is why he said he grew out his hair. He had this quote right here. "This has been a year in the making for my costume. Somebody who is a hero of mine who has longish hair." So that's why he grew out the hair, was to look like John Wick. Okay. It's a great costume. I'm all about the costume, all about originality in costume and kind of not doing what everybody else is doing and kind of not doing the mainstream costumes. And this is pretty good. Great picture of him with his dog. Same thing with John Wick, this frame right here. So it's a great costume by Aaron Rodgers, but you grew out your hair just for the costume? Is that 100% right? Is that 100% truthful, Aaron? I don't know. You could have just worn a wig. But whatever. It's a great costume. We give Aaron Rodgers credit. All right, anything else here that we got to talk about before Week 8 officially? Well, not officially because it's Thursday. That's when Week 8 officially begins. But y'all know what we mean. The big main day of Week 8 tips off. Some more players out today. Antonio Brown is out. Gonna hurt the Bucks a little bit, but they're still deep. Taysom Hill is out, so Jameis Winston doesn't have to worry about getting subbed out in the red zone. Fantastic. No Christian McCaffrey, no Zach Wilson, no Julio Jones, but we are still loving the Titans. Let's see where this line has ended up at, because it was at 3, then went back down to 2.5. Let's see where this line is kind of finally settled here. And it's still at +3. I still love the value even without Julio Jones. They won without Julio Jones and A.J. Brown. If they got Derrick Henry, we could still bet them, and we will bet them. They could only have Derrick Henry. We say this all the time. If it was just Derrick Henry out on the field by himself versus 11 defenders, I still take the Titans +3, -8, whatever it is. I'm still taking the Titans and betting my house on the Titans. As long as they got Derrick Henry, they will get it done. No Miles Sanders out here for the Eagles. No Khalil Mack. No Javon Kinlaw. No Eric Ebron. No Curtis Samuel. So Colts are going to be missing Eric Ebron. Or no, Steelers got Eric Ebron. I apologize. And no Curtis Samuel there for the Panthers. So going to hurt Sam Darnold out here. Sam Darnold is not going to get it done against this Falcons team. And this Falcons defense, this is the opportunity to truly start locking everything in. No Curtis Samuel. No Christian McCaffrey. Only really have to focus on Robbie Anderson. And just don't let Sam Darnold throw all over you. And this is the only last thing that we need to see to truly buy into this Falcons team. Right now, we're buying this Falcons team about 55%. But if they clean up the defense this week, I'll buy them all the way up to like 75% heading into Week 9. So we're still keeping it a little cautious here with the Falcons because they've burned us so many times last season, folks. And, they're always so up and down, hit and miss, never really consistent. So we are still going to keep it slow, but we've seen some great glimpses these last 2 weeks, last 2 games, last 3 weeks, however you want to put it, with Arthur Smith and Cordell Patterson truly figuring it out and Matt Ryan looking good. So we're still looking to buy this Falcons team, so we really want to see a good performance today. Alrighty. Oh, we got OBJ as Michael Jackson in the Thriller suit. Bum 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 bum. Good costume, great jacket. What else do we got? Ooh, Myles Garrett as the Grim Reaper. Ooh, scary. Ooh, orange mask. Ooh, sickle. Ooh. I don't know if y'all saw the picture, but he decorated his house and he put tombstones in his front lawn and then wrote quarterback names on them that he sacked or is looking to sack this season. So he is. Oh my God, he's got the quarterbacks on the cape. Is this every quarterback he sacked? Has all the quarterbacks he sacked on his cape. Ooh, this is the best costume of the week or the year, folks. Absolutely. Now this is disrespectful. The good disrespect. Be like, yeah, I sacked Josh McCown, Andy Dalton, Justin Herbert, Derek Carr, Jameis Winston, Jeff Driscoll, Trevor Siemian, Jimmy Garoppolo, Joe Burrow, Phillip Rivers, Chad Henne, Ben Roethlisberger, Deshaun Watson, Mitchell Trubisky, Cam Newton. I don't even know this one. Al Falk. Okay, one and done, one hit wonder, one game wonder, I should say. Russell Wilson, Dwayne Haskins, Ryan Tannehill, Justin Fields already, Kyler Murray, Marcus Mariota, L. Jones. Who's that? Who's L. Jones? Once again, another one-hit wonder. I might have left L. Falk and L. Jones out of the cape. Sam Darnold, Joe Flacco, Patrick Mahomes, Lamar Jackson, Jared Goff, Tom Brady, Dak Prescott, Colt McCoy. We've brought him up earlier today on the show. Kirk Cousins and Teddy Bridgewater. This is the costume. Very well done. I think Myles Garrett has one Halloween so far in the NFL. Any other costumes we got to quickly take a look at? Who's showing out in their costumes? Show me your costume. Okay, we get Shaq Lawson with the Chucky. Ooh, look at that. Looks exactly like John Gruden. Ooh. Great mask. Great costume overall. Great look. All right. Who else do we got costume-wise? Here's Myles Garrett again in video form. Oh, yeah. That's a good one. That's a real good one. We get Uncle Rico. Is this is what's his face? Gardner Minshew going as Uncle Rico. I mean, of course, he's got the look. Why not? Who else do we got? Everyone dressed up as golfers here for the Bills. We got Josh Allen dressing up as a golfer. Mitch Trubisky, a golfer. He's plain. He ain't got no costume. And everyone's just wearing golf attire for the Bills. Okay. All right. They're more focused on winning the Dolphins game this week. Okay. Respect. Who is this? That is this dude blasting off. Who do we got here? Juice Herbert? Khalil Herbert dressing up as a rocket and a guy getting strapped to a rocket. Okay. Janelle Monáe, she's not an NFL player, but she went as the Grinch, folks, and this is good. This is good. Holy cow! She wins Halloween for the entire world. Myles Garrett wins Halloween for the NFL. All right. I think that's all the costumes and inactives and actives we got to get out of the way. We got 5 minutes remaining here for our show, but I quickly want to take a quick look at some final last-second best bets. So let's go into points by a team in the first half. Who's got a great offense that we could potentially cash in here? Points by a team in the first half. One of our favorite prop bets to bet. So let's see some high-powered offenses. Let's start here with this Falcons team. Now, the Panthers defense is good, but this Falcons offense has been rolling a little bit these last 2 weeks. So let's see if we get great value on the Falcons points by a team in the first half. Let's quickly see. Here we go. Atlanta Falcons team total points in the first half is only over 11.5. This is some good value. Touchdown field goal doesn't do it, so need kind of 3 scores or 2 touchdowns. Against this Panthers defense, it may be a little bit tough. Let's keep this in mind. We're not going to take this officially yet, but if there's nothing else good, we will take this. So let's keep this in mind for a little bit. We still got 4 minutes, folks. We don't got to rush out of here just quite yet. So we'll keep that one in mind. This Rams points by team in the first half is probably going to be like 20, and obviously we're not going to go for that at that point because now we're talking about 3 touchdowns. But let's curiosity, let's see what the total is here. Rams points by team in the first half is 16.5. Yeah, it's just a little too much. I mean, we're talking about 3 scores here, which I'm sure they can do. In this Texans defense, they give up the big ball. They give up the big play. They did that against the Colts. That's the only reason why they lost against the Colts. They give up the big plays. So over 16.5, it's good. It's good, but we have a rule. We never take anything over 14.5. Our max is over 13.5 because we're talking about 2 touchdowns. Now we're talking about 3 scores, and you have to score this way. It's just not always great. So we will stay away from that one. What else do we get? Any good offenses that we can believe in? Let's go to the Steelers and Browns game because we may get some good value here either way. I want to take a look at both of these. So here we go. Steelers points in the first half. We're only over 8.5. I love that. That's the one I love right there. Perfect. We will definitely take that. And this Falcons one just went up a full point, over 12.5 now. Definitely not taking it. Even though we are believing in the Falcons this week, I don't want to bet it all in the first half. So we will officially not take that one because we got great value with the Steelers over 8.5, and the Browns are over 12.5. All right, with Baker Mayfield still a little banged up, I don't really want to bet on this Browns offense just quite yet, but the Steelers only 8.5 in their revenge tour. I think this is the best value so far that we've seen. Absolutely. I'm loving that. Absolutely great value. Alrighty, what else do we get here? I may quickly, if we get the lines at like over 7.5, I think we will take it. I think we can rely on Jared Goff to score a little bit here in the first half. This Eagles defense is pretty solid, but this Lions team is desperate for a win here. So here we go, Lions over 9.5. So touchdown field goal, that's not bad value. We're not going to officially take it, and the Eagles are over 13.5, and we're not going to take that either. No great value. It's good value. That line's over 9.5 is good value, not great value. Alrighty, what else do we get here? Bills, Dolphins. I'm interested to see what both of these are. Bills is probably over 14, so we're not going to take that, and we'll see what we get here in Miami. So Bills, points by team in the first half is over 16.5. Definitely not taking that. The Dolphins is only over 7.5 here, folks. I think that's real great value. This Dolphins team is usually good in their first possession. This is a huge game for this Dolphins team, getting blown out by the Bills here, their last 2 meetings dating back to last season. So Dolphins over 7.5. That's some real great value. Let's keep it up here. We'll keep it up here. If we find nothing else, we will take it, because I think that's some good value as well. This is usually the lowest you'll get as well, about 7.5. You do get the rare occasions of over 6.5, and then you only need one touchdown. So that's always something that's really good value, because, games never exactly go the way everybody thinks they do. And if you only need one touchdown, one bounce of the ball goes your way, you hit the bet. So this is some good value there with the Dolphins over 7.5. Let's do the Titans, because they may disrespect this Titans team. They've been disrespecting this Titans team all season long. Why not do it in the points by team in the first half? And we'll look at one more after this one, because we are running out of time. But here we go. Titans points by team in the first half over 10.5. Now we're talking about 3 scores or 2 touchdowns. Okay, right on that cusp of great value. It was over 9.5. Absolutely, we'd take it. Over 10.5 is still pretty good too, though. So now we're going to take, I think this is pretty good. Let's keep that up. All right, let's check out one more, and then we will get out of here for today. Which team do we want to quickly take a look at? Let's do this Bucs-Saints team, this Bucs-Saints game. Because if we get like the Bucs over 12.5, I'll take that. I'll take it all day. Here we go. Bucks are over 13.5. So 13.5. All right, right at that cusp. 2 touchdowns for TB12. Can the man do it? Most likely, but I like these other 2 more. How many are we going to go with here? Let's put this Bucks one on our board, and now let's kind of talk about these through. So we want the Steelers over 8.5. I think that's the best value, the best bet of all the 4 that we have so far. And then I like the Titans over 10.5. Dolphins over 7.5 is a good one. Bucks over 13.5, right at the cusp. So we're only going to bet 2 this week. We're going to go Steelers over 8.5 and Titans over 10.5, folks. Get our kind of credibility back. We haven't really done this at all this season, just because there's really been no great value. We finally found some great value, so we will officially take these for today, folks. Last second best bets of this week. Steelers over 8.5 points in the first half, and the Titans over 10.5 points in the first half. Loving those bets. Alrighty, folks, that's going to do it for us today. We are 9 minutes out from the start of the week 8, the full day of week 8, so we are out of here. No last second breaking news, so we are all good to go, folks. Alrighty, we're back tomorrow, live noon Eastern, breaking everything down that we are going to witness over the next 12 hours of football, folks. We'll see you tomorrow. Have a great one, and happy Halloween.